We've recognized the problem with the Venice Precinct. I don't know what number that is. Cecil 5.
I think it's 2, isn't it?
Cecil 2, all right, Cecil 2. The May primary and the general, or voting up at the church really wasn't working. We have a perfectly level lot here. The generation, they close on election day anyhow. So the county voter registration office decides the precincts. And if we want to offer generations so that they don't have to use the church, we have to write a letter to them offering that spot, and they'll come out and look at it and accept it or not. It's their jurisdiction, not ours, but we're interested in making it more convenient, so we're going to offer a better spot if the board has in mind for that.
That's a good idea.
We have a motion just to authorize a letter being sent to the Mayor's Bar to offer generations for at least seat Precinct 2. It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. And for our minutes of the 2015 reorganizational meeting, do we have a motion to?
So moved.
It's been moved.
I have a change that I would request for this. At this meeting, I want to preface this by saying that when I first took office, I was told that I was told by Skip Ludwig with the microphone that I was at didn't work half the time. And apparently at the reorganization, that was one of the times that it didn't work. I understood that Walter Kwasniewski retired, and we received a letter from him. And I nominated Dave Martensik. At that point, there was never a discussion. Cindy Fisher said that Walt Kwasniewski had decided to stay.
There was no second.
You nominated Kathy Bordiani, not Dave Martinez.
No, I did not. Not for the.
There was two separate issues that Elizabeth.
I have my notes. I have my notes. I reviewed.
But
apparently, it was not her. I don't know if anybody heard it. My husband heard it. I nominated him, and she spoke over me and said that Walt had agreed to stay on for another year, which was fine. But I wanted the record clear that I did nominate him, and nobody picked it up.
But if she would have made a motion as another nomination, then we would have had to act on that first and dispose of it first. Well, yeah, the motion went and seconded and carried for.
I'm talking about the nomination I made for Dave Martensik.
Cindy said that he was going to do that, continue it, but Elizabeth asked to present a letter.
No, you have that wrong. She said,
emailed her a copy of the letter.
She was going to email you something. That's what Cindy said.
I what?
David, no, you have it backwards. She said that he agreed to stay, and I said, well, we don't have a letter saying that he's asked for it. She said, you'll have it tomorrow.
I emailed it to you.
Right, Elizabeth, that was part of the motion that she made to act on her nomination,
Speaking over my nomination. That was all. All that I'm saying is that I did nominate Dave Martensik, and it's not here. That's all.
all right.
That's not the problem. But it's not on the record.
But you're asking it to be a part of the minutes, and the taped minutes don't reflect that. If your microphone was bad, we apologize for that. We knew we had to get new ones, but
I'm sorry, but I made the motion, and I'm glad we have these, and I hope to God these work.
okay. All right. Anyhow, we have a motion to approve the minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
No.
For the one vote, Carol was no. For Mrs. Collins. For our 042-2015 for the supervisors minutes of the regular monthly meeting.
So moved.
Been moved.
Seconded.
Seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. 043-2015 for the general fund invoices from January 1st through January 31st. The motion to approve.
So
Moved.
Second.
Seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
No.
Aye.
No.
We record that vote, Carol. The motion carries. I do want to go back quickly to reports. If any of our staff or professionals has a specific thing that they need to bring up, like in our solicitor's report, please feel free to bring it up now. I'll start that end. Chris, if you have something, we don't need just a regular rundown of all our business we've carried on, just something that you need us to address.
Since coming on as solicitor, I've been in touch with, your previous solicitor, and just trying to get a lay of the land of things that were pending before the court. It has come to my attention that this township is still involved in the Act 13 litigation, which briefs are due before the Supreme Court on February 17th of this month. So I would need some direction for the board on how to proceed. I have a conflict and cannot represent the township in this matter. As we discussed, it's outside the scope of my representation. But I would advise that the board vote to appoint a special counsel to see this through to the end. I understand that this is a controversial issue, but the important thing to discuss and remember is that there are additional parties on both sides of the issues. So what the township can do is appoint a special counsel and basically, give him or her instruction to just file a brief adopting the arguments of one of the sides. This decision will not influence the Supreme Court in either way. The parties are going to fully brief it, but we do have an obligation to appoint somebody and respond.
I thought you were ready to make a motion.
Tom, I have a question on this board is on. I thought you told me when you were considering hiring a solicitor that they had nothing to do with drawing, no conflict in drawing.
We didn't say
Now
that.
we got to hire a solicitor. What?
We've always had a special counsel appointed. For a couple years ago, we appointed Mr.
That's not the question, Tom. You told me they had nothing to do with drawing, so we wouldn't get in this situation to pay another special counsel.
No, I never said that.
Yes, you did, Tom.
All right. Again, I'm not going to argue with that. Do you want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion that we
Told me
appoint,
at Armandale they talked.
I'll make the motion that we appoint special counsel William Miller,
With the instructions.
instructions to adopt the brief of the other municipalities.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second to that?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Elizabeth, you're shaking your head no?
No, that's right, I am shaking my head no.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. No, there's one, please report the record that we, Carol. I just wondered, Chris, was that the only thing you had that you needed to?
Yeah, the other thing I was going to bring up was the Puccini matter, but that's been discussed.
All right, Bruce?
Okay, I have a question. I saw in the report, I don't have it in front of me at the moment, somebody named Petrocelli or something like that. I know nothing about this, and I don't know what's going on here, but I think that I need to be informed of everything that's happening. I'm a supervisor. I have the same rights as any one of you, and I want to know why I don't know about this.
Did you call him and ask him ahead of time? It's been on, when it was on his report. Any report we get, I call and ask if I have a question.
I think that we should not spend the money to harass him. If this goes on, every one of us should know about this. I know nothing. And there's quite a bit that's
About
going on
Act
tonight that I
13.
don't know anything about it. Can you tell me what this-
Petrocelli case? Is that...
Yeah. Now you can take your time.
Oh, no, that's fine.
They come to you.
That was a traffic issue, wasn't it?
It was a code violation, ordinance violation.
It was a code violation. I was asked, I'm trying to think of who sent the request to me. Bruce. Basically, how do we transfer the judgment to the Court of Common Pleas? Because the conviction occurred in November 25th, 2014. The appeal period had passed, so the judgment was final, and I was asked for advice on how to transfer it.
Has he agreed to pay it?
I believe we're, not yet.
Bruce, can I have a copy of whatever transpired? Let it to go to Chris.
I don't believe that there was, it was just a email and a phone conversation, that was about it. Basically, it was an ordinance violation.
Well, can you send me a copy of what the ordinance violation was? Was he notified? When was he notified? How did it get to this point?
Sure, we can do that.
Thank you.
Or anything else, Chris?
No, that's it. But if there's any other questions, I'll be.
All right. Bruce?